You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Happy Endings. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Happy Endings news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Happy Endings.
Oh, that's right. Happy Endings, AfterBuzz style. And thank you. I like that. Listen, it's going to be interesting on the Google search and all that kind of stuff. Happy Endings and Valentine's Day weekend. I feel like hopefully we'll get some hits off that. I don't know. Just kind of my thing there. Anyways, you were watching. Was it spicy? I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's funny because I think of it as just a show name, Happy Endings. Like, that's how I grasp it.
Oh, I
but
don't.
everyone we talk, like, well, no, you don't. And I guess the rest of the world is way more spicy than myself because I'm like, oh, it's a great show called Happy Endings.
You're
I say
happy.
I say it extremely naive, but everybody's like, oh, happy ending, you know, wow, sugar, wow, you know, the whole thing. Anyways, you are watching AfterBuzz, and let me tell you, there has been an outstanding afternoon and evening of AfterBuzz programming. The shows that were done today, we sometimes don't get a chance to credit the network itself here at AfterBuzz. Everything from 90210 to The Challenge, American Idol, of course, rocked it as always. So we appreciate everyone checking us out on the everywhere, YouTube and our iTunes
Facebook.
And everything like that. But of course, we love the Twitter, followers. So if you want to tweet us, it's AfterBuzz TV, @ AfterBuzz TV. But right now, let's get it started. Happy Endings. My name is Ronnie Jr., and I am joined by my two co-hosts. We will start with the social media maven of it all, Kellie Olisky. How are you, sweet lady?
Hello. I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Okay, good.
Good.
Good episode, or how would you say it? How does she say it?
Amazing. How do you say amazing?
Amazing. The year of the penny. And of course, always hanging out with me, the one and only
Spicy Marty in the
Boom.
building. Yeah, keeping it sizzling.
Thank you. Yes, this is your weekend. This is your week. Valentine's Day.
This is like the best time of the year. I like Valentine's Day and birthdays better than Christmas. And
Really?
Easter, yeah.
Are they booing at us? Because I'm not a Valentine's person myself, but I will honestly say this episode, it had a lot of again, we do a lot of recap shows here, and some of them are on these great big networks. Well, obviously, when you're on ABC, it is for a certain kind of audience. It's an all, across the board, all American. It's got to be a little softer. But I thought the show did really good for what it brought. You know what I mean? And I'm obviously into it. This is St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Was that the name of this episode? It was episode number 13 of, I guess you would consider season. I don't know if we consider the season 1 because they had the mid-season replacement as last year, so I'm never really sure on how that works.
Season 2?
Yeah.
It's whatever we say it is.
Yeah. Anyways, it's episode 13 as we're here. All about the St. Valentine's Day energy, which is definitely in the air just amongst our own lives. You know what I mean? You constantly hear about it. I know you're, Kellie, a huge fan of Penny, and she definitely brought the year of the penny.
She did. She's my favorite. Like, I love her briefs, okay?
Yeah.
I love them.
Okay, so you're not even gonna say her abbreviations, her briefs.
Her briefs. Her briefs.
So what went on with her on today's episode? Because she was the one who really started establishing the breakup window.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure Marty has something to say about this.
So Penny just cracks me up. I'm sorry, she is hilarious. Like, she starts off by talking about the annoying things that this guy who she's dating does with like the whole wink thing. And so I just think that everything that comes out of Penny's mouth is hilarious. But she sets up the entire episode for this whole like love-hate Valentine's Day relationship thing going on. Where if you have somebody that's great, but you don't really want to be with them because you're going to break up with them anyways at the end. So I just thought that it was funny that she was leading somebody on the entire time.
Yeah.
And it wound up backfiring on her.
Well, only to she was the one who. So she thought it was breakup window towards him, but it was really like
Breakup
him.
window for her.
Yeah, she doesn't never take it bad. I feel like she's just such a loose, nothing really offends her. She's just like, oh well, whatever,
Right.
She takes it pretty cool. Dave though got influenced by them. I mean,
Yes.
they all said, hey, well, the same thing that she was going through with that guy, Dave was going through with Lindsay.
Right.
But it really didn't turn out that way.
No,
Don't listen to your friends. Is that
She
like the
was
moral?
really busy.
And I felt so bad for him because I had a feeling during what the episode was, continuing on. I was like, this is going to backfire on him because Penny's telling him, like, oh, she's giving you the phone calls, excuses, telling you she can't make it to dinner.
Busy.
She has a friend in town. And
I
she's
like how he
working
said,
too
nobody has a
much.
friend in town.
Right.
She's like, I really had a friend in town, you fool.
Sometimes I use the friend in town, but don't even meet up with the friend. But it's not lying because the friend is really in town.
So you're so into your not lying, but it's still that is okay. Is it deception? Yes.
It's deception, but it's not lying.
Okay.
But I was just cracking up at Penny and how your friends really do get in your ear, like especially around Valentine's Day, and they're not in a committed relationship, so you kind of don't know whether you can trust 100% the person who you're spending Valentine's Day with if it's not like your 100% boo thing.
Yeah. Now let me ask you just like a personal question because you said you love Valentine's Day. Sometimes you even just like step away and do the girls' night out or whatever.
Right.
That's
what I'm doing this Valentine's Day. I mean, I love, and I love couples
but I feel like
that celebrate it.
I feel like the moment you say that on online, like there's gonna be a lot of people interested in you, right?
Oh, well, let's hope. I love. Call me. I'm
Because like
single.
who doesn't love a spicy muddy? Really, is what it comes down to.
No. Do not wind her up. That is a big gun, and she is baby crazy.
You're like the only person who does a show here and like leaves sweaty. It's like, well, Gabrielle also, she dances on our new AfterBuzz little area back there, but that's neither here nor there. Kellie, you have some social media stuff going on. You really, she is the
She is in
queen,
there
ladies and
getting
gentlemen,
that.
on all this Twitter stuff.
Yeah, there's everybody's loving the episode and the Friends reference.
I was-
When he's calling everybody out. Poor Adam, Fat Joey.
that was the payoff. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about this show is obviously when Friends was so big, and then
Right.
you have like originally you would hear it more on How I Met Your Mother. Like this is another version of Friends, and anytime the show does well, now this Happy Endings is really taking off. Thank you, because I really like it.
And you converted me.
You're
I
welcome.
am a believer.
You are welcome.
I love it.
And they always would say about this one, they're like, oh yeah, it's like a modern version of Friends. The only difference, I mean, this is what people would say, is there's a black guy and there's a gay guy. That's the only difference or whatever. So, but people are diving into it. So I really like that. So Twitter is doing okay right now. They're just kind of saying some stuff.
Yeah, there's people are loving the Damon Wayans dance, the Brad dancing through the dentist office.
Yeah.
I'm happy people are feeling
That was such a good dance
I
that
was
even when
grooving
I
with
walked
him.
I walked in the room and I danced amongst
Yes,
you guys.
yes, you did.
Like, and I have no coordination whatsoever. Maybe that's why I don't have Valentine's Day, date or whatnot. But like, I was really feeling it. Damon Wayans brings
he
such.
was rocking out. Like he definitely brought that like Ferris Bueller's Day Off energy when he's dancing.
Yeah.
He did a little bit of Michael Jackson. Like he was busting out all kinds of moves across the dentist's reception area.
Yeah. Well, what was the reason on that? He never had
Never had a cavity.
And he was bragging.
Got a plaque for not having plaque.
Yeah, I love
Sorry,
that.
I relate to him. I love going to the dentist. Like
Yeah.
love. I have no cavity. So I'm kind of like feeling with him,
Yeah.
vibing with him. And then the moment the dentist told him he had a cavity, I was like, damn it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to relate to that in the sense that coming off hard times, you can't always afford a dentist. So recently when I had went like the last couple months ago, I actually like am dying to go again and again. And I get the thrill. He was
Right.
like, and he was like living that up. So
You like when you get like a good report card, and
Mm-hmm.
then when it's bad, of course he gets drugged up. You said he was on laughing gas? I was saying a little
He
bit
wanted
Novocaine.
what did he call it? The goof juice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do shots.
yeah.
And it just jacked up his entire Valentine's plan. I
Yeah.
mean, I felt so bad for Jane.
He does that comedic stuff so well. I mean, it's just like you said, he grew up, we were talking about this, he grew up like with,
He grew up in a comedic household.
the
and then-
family, and then Jim Carrey probably
Yeah, he was
around
saying
when his
on
dad,
Jimmy Kimmel Live last night that
Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. I get real protective over Jimmy Kimmel because I think he's a fantastic broadcaster, and I think his lane is just sort of unique. So yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry,
What did I say?
Kimball.
Okay.
I know it's not a big deal, but like
Ronnie has to have it pronounced correctly, you guys. So how do I say it? Jimmy Kimball.
Kimmel.
Well, we don't have to
Kimball.
talk about
Now
it
you're out of
forever.
control.
Yeah. Now you are out of control. Back to the
I just want to make
story.
sure that everybody heard me say it right. Okay.
Yeah.
But he was saying last night how he grew up in a comedic household and how his, how it is to have a celebrity father. And he had Jim Carrey coming over the house to, practice stand-up comedy with him almost every week with his
Right.
father. And so he got to come home and like Jim Carrey would be like waiting on his doorstep or like in a tree, falling out of a tree, falling on top of his, car. Like that's when you have Jim Carrey, like, as
Yeah.
your
Can I tell
comedic
you guys a
figure?
confession as far as like the way I used to judge, I guess you would say children who want to be entertainers, where their parents, I'm thinking like a Will Smith and a Jada, like Jaden Smith.
Right.
I used to judge them in a very like, I don't know, like I'm a super supportive person, as you know, but that would be the one time in the past, not anymore. I definitely don't have that bone in my body at all right now, but like I would judge them like, oh, it's not that hard for you. And I really kind of am being open to the idea that no, they actually have to work really, really
You have big
hard.
shoes to fill.
And I'm when I watch Damon Wayans, this is like a really big, giving him a lot of credit, because I feel like I don't want to say he made it on his own, because everyone has their own certain circumstance. And
Right.
he did make it with support, and he did make it by a famous family. But let me tell you, what we see, and on ABC style of comedy, he is making it because he is so funny.
He's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
completely awesome. The only thing that I will say in agreement to what you were kind of saying about your
My
your
hater-ish?
previous notion that I agree with is that when you grow up in a household like that of privilege, you have more exposure and opportunity than the normal childhood. And so that's
But I think it
the only-
also has to be harder for him though, because it's probably a
You
lot
have
of
big
pressure.
shoes to fill.
Because he has to be just as funny as, or even more so than what's expected
if you
of him.
choose to go down that road, of
Right.
course.
Some of them, they go completely opposite. Like who was the latest one? Michael Jackson's kids are now trying to be entertainers. I think the daughter,
She's starring in a movie.
Whereas, possibly other ones aren't. But anyways, keeping on Damon Wayans Jr., he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He had the nice little interview. We have been working on trying to get him on the show. I think you've been in contact
Man,
with him.
I've been BBMing him.
Okay,
Blackberry,
cool. So it'll happen. It'll
every single day. Like, come on, you're gonna come on the show. Right?
don't sweat it.
And he said last night that he would come on the show, but he has to tape tonight, and that's the only reason he's not.
They
here.
are definitely taping right now.
we're gonna make him live up to that.
Kelly actually has a sort of surprise for us that we will possibly be getting into later on, so we'll just kind of let you linger with that. Let's move on to the next. I really think it was when Alex talks. It's like you just laugh. She doesn't need much. And Alex probably out of all of them, the actress herself, Alicia. I always just pronouncing it wrong. Cuthbert. I just don't know how to really say it.
Cuthbert?
Yeah.
Cuthbert.
It's not like I don't know it, but it's just I'm just.
It's pronounced Cuthbert.
Oh,
Ronnie.
I know, right? Didn't I just chew you out about Jimmy Kimball?
playing. I love you.
But anyways, she, had maybe the bigger namesake, her and Damon Wayans Jr. And I like on this show that everyone's so even. You know what I mean? Like all 6 of these people are even. Whereas like the Friends characters, they all 6 of them. I think Courtney Cox was the only one who had a little bit of buzz. AfterBuzz. Probably why I use that word all the time now. No, but she was probably the only one who had buzz going into Friends. No one really knew who any of those 6 actors were. Jennifer Aniston, no one knew who she was. So I think what's really interesting about this cast is, obviously Zachary Knighton, he was on Flash Forward, and Elijah was on. Everyone comes from somewhere, but I like that clearly. People do know Alex, for the actress' sake, and they blend so well, and she did really good in this episode. Alex's character.
I don't know how she memorized all those
She
lines
was a
this
walking
episode.
Wikipedia.
I was like, whoa.
She was what?
She was walking Wikipedia
Yes.
for St. Valentine's Day.
Okay, so
Because she gave us a whole history lesson, right? And had to
She
memorize
did.
all of those lines. I was like, oh my God, she was up probably all night for that
But
scene.
it was so tragic.
Yeah.
What did she say? He got beat to death?
she took something like love and like was so analytical about it. Like the writers are doing a great job. And saying what actually happened to this saint, and
I want
just,
to know if that was 100% true. If she fabricated that a little bit for
you know what? I
the
feel like it
episode.
might have been. It might have
Really?
been like part of a story. No, I don't
We're
know.
gonna
I
have to
don't.
look that up and confirm.
Yeah, we
Again,
have to.
Because everything you see on TV is true. Like, it has to be real.
Everything. Yeah, and we are here to dissect that, of course. No, but she's really funny. Kelly and I relate to the way she talked on this episode. In a previous, episodes before, she was having a conversation with Penny, and it was about the Hitler name, where she thought it was Hitler.
Yes.
Penny was dating a guy named Hitler, but it was really Hitler, and it was just throwing her all completely, overboard. Like this was a deal breaker, right? And when Alex speaks, no one really expects her to have much intelligence, much probably like myself, self-deprecating humor brings it. No, so she had all this great knowledge that you're just like, wow, much like this Valentine's Day thing. You're
Right.
like, what is she talking about? And she goes, oh, but Penny, I wikied this whole conversation just for that joke alone. And that, if you guys are like barely tuning into the show, that is Alex, right?
That's adorable, though. I love that about her personality.
You know, it's funny because like it's not competition necessarily, but everyone does like somewhat, you know, we'll say like New Girl So Funny, and their tagline or whatever is, Zoe Deschanel is adorkable. I think Alex is adorkable, you know, right?
Yes, I like.
Can we
that.
go
That's
with
a good
that?
Yeah, I
description.
think she is too. And I like that because she's not just the typical like hot blonde girl.
Right.
She's quirky and she's cute and she's funny.
Like I said, when I first started watching these episodes, my plug-in with her was she's laughing where they're not laughing with her, they're laughing at her, and she doesn't know that, and that's just like
That makes
so
it even funnier.
and like you guys said, like she's beyond smoking hot blonde, so it definitely works, you know.
Right, she's almost like so cute and adorable that you forget about how hot she is because
Yeah.
you just like tune into her.
Can we talk real quick about what she was wearing?
Oh my god,
The fur? Her grandmother's fur?
That may have been from a promiscuous grandmother or something like that, where they said, oh, make sure you don't go anywhere where there's a black light. I mean, it's just like,
that was hilarious.
Well, you know, JFK called her mom a real Chicago slut.
oh, so there you
She
go.
was proud of that.
And okay, and it's keeping the why don't I use the word slut? Well, whore and all that kind of stuff intact. So Alex is trying to go to this party, and she gets dropped off. I guess Max drops her off in this alley or whatever, and she really legitimately is looking for this party, and she's wearing this just like a hussy looking, you know, the skirt, dress or whatever, and the big, you know, fur coat like we were talking about.
Right.
And then
She's like a pimp
she's so innocent and so naive, and she like bends over and like goes to the car that's in the alley and is like, "Are you looking for a party?" You know, like she's saying it completely legitimate,
Right.
and she gets busted for being a hooker in this episode. So it just doesn't make sense, but it's funny, you know.
I thought it was adorable how badly she wanted to go to this party, and she really like was believing in love, and she was like deer-eyed and was excited for the day, and then unfortunately it didn't work out. But I like her spirits. I love that good spirit, though. Even though you may not be with somebody, she
Yeah.
was still looking for love.
Yeah, no, that was it. And her sister is interesting when you think Valentine's Day and surprises. This is more going on. We spoke about Brad a little bit. So Brad and Jane, and this was kind of a little bit of a Jane episode to a degree. I know I always want you to like Jane like I like Jane.
Where's Prentice Penny? He's gonna be like
I'm gonna
so
say-
mad.
I'm sure Prentice is watching because he's been tweeting.
He's like, I'm gonna convert you into a Jane lover after all.
Well, that, and he wants us to wear deep V-necks, just like
pleather.
Dave,
Leather
just
jacket.
Leather
like Dave
jacket.
does on the show. And I know he's watching because he's been tweeting a lot of us, probably you women more than myself, but that's okay. Prentice, I still got love for you. Oh, and in the news, we're gonna kind of like plug some cool things that happened with Prentice and
Right.
some nominations. It's
Yes.
award season, you guys know.
Yes,
So we'll do that a little bit later. But Brad and Jane, did that kind of give you? Because me and Kelly like Jane. Did you kind of go there, spicy?
You guys were kind of banging on me, and for those of you who don't know banging, that means they were like, you know, busting on me.
Suddenly we're in the streets of
because-
Watts right now. We're watching Happy
Street
Endings.
slang's coming out.
Come on, good
You know what
lady.
I'm
Like,
saying?
really?
They could talk street slang. Why can't I?
Oh, and that would be funny. Yeah, I want Max to talk street
Wait,
slang.
what did
I want
they say about the
Alex.
shrimp? They were shrimp walking.
They were
Shrimp-
scrimp walking.
Oh, yeah.
Scrimp
I was
walking.
just getting into character. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
No, but you guys were getting on me about when you thought that, like, you know, Jane was so funny this episode, and I was like, well, it wasn't really her. It was the other character's reaction to her that made that scene funny.
It sounds like a complete
And
hater
you guys
comment,
called
right?
me a hater, but I'm sorry. That was Penny and Dave and Max and all them that were making that scene funny. I'm sorry.
I guess what I just love about Jane.
She walked in macing people for her birthday.
But it was funny how they reacted. Like if,
It's
if I
funny that
just
she
mace,
was-
if I mace Ronnie right now, and
Don't do it.
That's not funny. But if you react like that's what's funny. I'm sorry.
Never.
We will put the message out.
Some
Let's-
D'Angelo and take out the Piangelo.
D'Angelo.
Yeah, so they were gonna have like this great night, like that was the whole thing, and like he even had to come to her and say, "Oh, well, this is my itinerary."
come to her? What?
No,
Oh,
What?
stop.
I'm
he
sorry.
had
I
to
just
approach
tuned back
her.
in.
He had to approach
okay,
her.
I'm sorry. Vita,
Spicy.
you know, you said what was on your brain. You know.
Spicy alert.
sorry.
Jeez. Okay, no, he had to approach. I can't say nothing to you. He had to approach her.
Oh, okay, got you.
Okay. Gather. He had to approach her and say, "This is kind of what we're gonna do, you know, for the surprise."
I love that. Like, I'm
So
sorry.
that doesn't help
Women
you get the
appreciate,
character?
like, consideration. No, I love that Damon Wayans did that. I love that his character Brad did that. Like, women appreciate the consideration, the time, the effort. Like, he could have tried to surprise her, but he knew she wasn't crazy about surprises, so he wrote a list of things that he was going to do so that she would expect her surprises. Like, how thoughtful is that?
That's great.
I love that. I'm sorry. Am I the only sucker in here?
You're explaining like crazy stuff to me.
Whose voice is that though?
I'm
Phil,
sorry.
whose voice was
that?
that?
Was like a panty dropper
Is that
for
like?
me.
Well,
Whoa,
because-
wait! Back to the panty dropper.
It's because he actually listened and
Yes.
paid attention.
You're feeling
That's
me,
what
Kellie,
is
yo.
attractive.
You're feeling me, girl.
Is that he paid attention and he didn't just do something for the sake of doing it, like
Or
whatever.
just
you
not
know.
do it because he was scared, the
Yeah.
repercussions.
Yeah.
He
Right.
still made his
I
plan.
Because
do.
it was totally his fault that she punched him in the face.
Oh yeah. I love their relationship. They are so good. There was one
They
of the.
do. They do vibe well.
Right? It's like a perfect
Yeah,
that
they
you
have
never see.
Great casting.
Even and I love how they don't ever make it. I mean, sometimes they did a couple of the episodes, but they don't ever really make it like a interracial couple. They just kind of
Right.
go with it.
It's just
There's a
normal.
couple jokes that just kind of make sense to go there, but really they don't harp on it, which is very cool for this show. We've already touched on Dave and Lindsay. Kellie, what's up with the social media world, and/or do we have any word on your little get-together
Not
idea?
yet. It's still,
That's okay. That's okay.
We'll hopefully a few more minutes.
All
We'll see
right.
what's up. But
Okay, cool.
everybody is loving it.
Best
They're
episode ever?
all talking
Ooh.
about that. They love that there's a show like Friends that they can watch like during the week, and it kind of brings it back. Everybody loves the casting. They're quoting. I love that everybody quotes the show so much. Let's face it, no one ever has a friend in town.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hot quote. The D'Angelo is a hot
Is
quote.
the D'Angelo one?
That's a hot
I feel like
one.
they always quote off what Damon Wayans says. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't know, what was it, the black ass instead of jackass?
Yeah.
I don't really know that. Like, that was the funniest joke of that episode. Not that it was bad, but that one got all the tweet love because
Yes.
people really love Damon Wayans Jr. Like, he's really.
Yeah, I think I looked earlier. He had like 118,000 followers or something.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. People are always continuously quoting the show, which I love. There's a lot of funny stuff. Talking about the winker. I'm
Yeah.
confused. the
Yeah,
guy
and-
that's winking.
And who was the best person to receive that kind of conversation? Would have been Penny. Like, 'cause she's.
Yes.
I don't like Alex could have been the one dating that guy. Well, Jane couldn't, but you know what I mean. Like, I think Penny's the perfect one to be like, what? You know, her
Yeah. Right.
her expressions are really good too.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
coming off Saturday Night Live, even and I always say how cool it is that she didn't really get her buzz again with the word. She didn't really get her buzz through Saturday Night Live, and she's getting it more through this, which is very, very cool.
And we're gonna do a recap on Penny later.
Oh, you're gonna give a little breakdown on
Yeah, a
her,
little something,
Casey,
something.
the actress. Okay, cool. Can you give me just a little bit? It didn't have to be now, but the info on. Tell me what our friend Prentice Penny is tweeting because he's very involved. You listen, guys. The show Happy Endings has been down for 2 weeks, and which obviously got us all like, oh, we missed it, But even a writer on the ABC show, he's tweeting all of us. Like, I felt like he's having a Twitter relationship with Spicy Marty. I wrote that. Oh, and to that,
I get reactions from him. Every spicy tweet, it's a little kind of bold and daring, and he will respond instantly like, where do you get this from? So I already told him if he uses any of our material, he has to quote Spicy Marty and AfterBuzz.
yeah. a true Twitter relationship for sure, as she's having with the real NPH, but that's another story.
AfterBuzz.
Okay, so we will finally tie it up, unless we got to go to a commercial, Phil, because we have one last little thing.
No,
which
that
is
was the Twitter relationship music.
Oh, okay, got it.
Love it.
So we had a
Maybe I will have a
huge.
Valentine's after all.
We'll talk about the. I do really like the Friends aspect. That was very, very funny. And this was when Damon Wayans Jr. was a little bit loopy, and he goes into the limo. And I liked that part of the scene too because they're all trying to do lost at love or in love, and things are working and not. But at the end of the day, you got your friends, and so
they
it
all
felt
wind up
right.
together.
Yeah.
It felt right. And then Damon Wayans Jr., who was loopy, he was like, "Oh, did he say Monica or
He said,
Chandler?"
stop patronizing me, Monica. But no, he named everybody in the car. He's like,
But-
Rachel and
Ross.
Ross.
But and then the last one was Fat Joey,
We were dying.
which was for our friend Adam Paley, your friend more so, but we'll just own it. Because he's the fat version of Joey or whatnot. He actually
he's not.
I've seen him. No. He made the joke. He's self-deprecating too.
Yeah.
He's a upright citizen.
So it's okay. I can see
well,
that.
no. He's an upright citizen. What is
UCB.
whatever? You know what I'm saying.
Citizen
You know what I'm
Brigade.
saying. I only do the groundlings and IO. Sorry. I mean, I wasn't funny, but he's went on Craig Ferguson and he was talking about, oh yeah, my type of style or my look is skinny fat. So he's like totally cool with the idea
That's
that.
a good description.
Yeah, he called himself skinny fat. Like, well, I'm not fit, but I'm not fat, so I'm like skinny fat. I mean, if you look at him, that's what he looks like,
Yeah,
right?
because you can't really call him like a big boy. He's like kind of like he's like a medium.
But like you could tell he's eating at Steak Me Home Tonight. Dave's, you could tell like he's
Well,
the.
you know, in one of the episodes, he got
sensible breakfast.
the tattoo to get the free tacos from the
Yeah.
taco truck.
I do remember that. And how great.
What, the Mexican tequila worm? That was the
Yeah,
tattoo?
that was-
Oh, I remember that.
Did somebody dog the Steak Me Home Tonight? Did somebody make fun of it or whatever? Say, yeah, didn't Penny say something bad about like, oh, your hot dog stand ain't nothing?
Oh yeah, she
That-
did. I think because he wasn't getting any business on Valentine's. He had like a Valentine's special going on.
Well, it's a hot dog place though, so I mean that's not. Oh, but you know what? Sometimes
People like hot dogs. On
hot dogs
Valentine's.
or weird food like beans are great for Valentine's Day because when Lindsay finally showed up,
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
show
That was
enough.
probably for me.
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to see you, Lindsay." And by the way, let's have some beans because there's nothing more romantic than eating
But
beans.
I feel him where he was coming from. He was trying to protect his poor little heart because he really did like Lindsay. He was going to make her 4-course meal and do all these little special things for her. And then, yeah, of course, Penny gets in his ear. So what's he going to do? He's not going to, commit to actually cooking all that food for
Right.
her. So
Yeah.
beans it was.
Yeah. Oh. Bring the
I'm
gas.
so sorry, guys.
Bring the gas. Okay,
sorry.
so our last little storyline, it didn't really come till the very middle of the show, and then it ended up being the big, ending or whatever.
finale.
Actually, a really interesting. I thought it was cool. It was Adam Paley and his character Max, and he took Grant for granted, right?
Yes,
is-
Grant.
Yeah.
For
These
granted.
these little jokes, I feel like if you're not 100% into the show, just watch it because me reciting it doesn't sound probably as funny.
Amazing.
But it's which, for the record, if you're a Happy Endings fan, you can't say amazing in the winter. You could only say it in the summer.
It's more of a
Summer
summer
word.
word.
Yeah. So, anyways, do you guys want to talk about this? So this is him. Kind of. Max doesn't like to do Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
he's
He
not
doesn't
into
like
the
to.
Valentine's
Well, I
Day.
guess he broke up with this guy Grant.
Right.
On Valentine's Day of a couple years
Chose
ago.
a pizza over him.
That's how that happened. That was real. That was a flashback. But I was like, what really happened? Yeah.
He's just
Keeping the skinny
simple-
fat.
just the simple thing of not thinking anything of the big day. Like it's whatever. It's just another day to him. He took his relationship for granted. Didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah,
That's what
because
happened.
he's not the romance thing. That's not what he's looking for at
No.
all. But they tied up the entire episode with a very a romantic ending. I mean, that was like the kind of thing you see with just
Friends? No.
yeah, like a regular episode of Friends, and it's like you girls were like, oh, the whole thing.
No, it was
was it a
adorable what he
horse
did.
carriage that ended?
It was them riding
Yeah.
off in the horse carriage, but he did the whole candles. He brought him a gift.
So Max
Max
showed
showed up
did
at Grant's doorstep.
with the candles.
Yes, with the candles surrounding outside, which was probably a hazard, like he said. But I thought that was really sweet and very vulnerable of him because he doesn't even like that holiday, but he wanted Grant.
Yeah.
So he stopped taking Grant for
And
granted.
then the song that they chose, like the as far as the show, was an awesome song too. So it kind of tied it in. It was like it made you.
How'd the song go, Ronnie?
Well, it was the extreme song. You want me to sing it?
I wanted to hear it.
Well, it's like I mean, it's like
This is ours to sing
can I sing recite it instead of sing it? Like
Yes,
it's
go.
like say that I love you.
have to sing it out.
It's not. Oh yeah,
Sing it
it's,
out.
as they do. It's not. I don't know all the words. Say that I
That's kind- I kinda feel
love
it. I'm
you.
kinda feeling it.
It's not extreme. I'm sure.
More than words.
More than words. I mean,
What do we do without Kelly?
I'm a karaoke singer type. I could never sing. I love the screechy voice. That's what I
Do
do.
not quit.
I don't know. I was
AfterBuzz.
gonna ask. I was gonna ask Kelly. Have they ever done a karaoke episode at all? Because I feel like they need to do that.
I
Here's
don't
my-
think
Oh.
so. I think the singing episode they did was Penny's mom on the boat show.
Okay.
I think that was the I don't know.
We're
You guys have to help me out because I don't remember there being a
That
karaoke
could be.
episode.
That
but
could be. Here's my little. Well, it's sort of in a prediction thing. We're gonna go to commercial in a second, but here are a couple things that I think they could add into the show, which would be great. One is the karaoke, and I think either Penny or Alex could be dating somebody, and they could have a like a bigger relationship online, or like a reference to like, oh, well, this is what happened on Twitter, this is what happened on Facebook. Like, you know how like people get too involved in like not living regular day to day. I don't know. There's something there.
You mean like following everybody's check-in, like Facebook stalking the new guy you're dating, like that sort of thing?
Something. I want. Well, the way your eyes just like it almost looked like a personal thing over there.
No, I actually had a friend that's
girl,
what
let
they
it
did. No.
You had a girlfriend that did
No,
what?
I had a girlfriend that seriously would Facebook stalk, Twitter stalk, LinkedIn, everything.
The guy that she was dating?
The guy that she was dating, even so much so that she would figure out like the passwords to his stuff and check like bank statement. Like, it's not okay.
That's obsessive.
Very obsessive.
Well, you know, and I always make the we'll go to commercial in 1 second. I always make the comparison to How I Met Your Mother, because they are similar, you know, in shows. They're a group of friends. I guess that's why I really like them. It's just a really cool thing.
Ronnie, you love too.
I do love. But Valentine's Day, not so much. But I guess I don't know if I love. But anyway,
like Jane.
There was an episode on How I Met Your Mother. It's not off topic. It's really just kind of like the same deal where they Ted would not, he was told, do not go date her knowing all her social media stuff.
Oh, right. Because she had done some like really cool things and he felt like he couldn't live up to it.
And if the writers are watching, it's like, you know, obviously it's like kind of stealing the idea. But I mean, Friends is like How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother is like Happy Endings. You know, I'd like to be like the next Carson Daly. I mean, it is what it is, you know? It's like, it's okay. Still away, you know? All right, so that's the perfect time for commercial. We will come back and you have some news for us. We may have a little Kellie surprise. If not, we'll have some great social media stuff. The amazing Phil is rocking it in the booth. I love the booth.
Phil.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Phil.
And here is commercial time for Happy Endings AfterBuzz.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, we're back. AfterBuzz Happy Endings. We are just doing our research because we always like to look at like the actors and what shows they've done. As I said, Zachary Knighton was on Flash Forward last season, and then the guy who was dating Grant was dating Max this episode.
Right.
You were like, oh, he was on Shameless.
Yeah,
another show we cover. He definitely was dating Fiona this year.
Cool.
So this year he dated Fiona and Max in a matter of a couple weeks.
Got two hotties.
Yeah. So what do we think about Max and the Grant thing? Because obviously, like on sitcoms, we've had the gay couples, but it's been like the comical caricature types of like Modern Family.
Right.
So this was like a little different. This was like a legitimate love scene, but it wasn't a drama show. We've seen that on like, you know, other ABC dramas, maybe, I don't know, possibly Revenge, but it was a little different, I thought, you know, with the whole, like, again, the candles, but they keep it comedic. So it was pretty cool, I thought, you know, it was different.
I think of when every Wednesday, like, oh, it's going to be refreshing because I always love my dramas throughout the week. So when I come to Happy Ending, it's like, woosah, I get to just walk away with like smiles and bubblegum feeling.
Well, people
wait, hold on real quick. Only because when Damon Wayans Jr., who plays Brad, went to the dentist, he said he was getting his teeth checked, and the dentist, it was a beautiful, like, you know, song and dance. The dentist, you know, starting to pick at his gums or whatever, and then he goes, ooh. And then Brad, Damon Wayans Jr., goes, you don't mean ooh, you mean ah.
You mispronounced it.
So that's you know, per that sound effect
that's
that the
meant, Phil. Ah.
The great Phil hooked up over there. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was funny.
Let's go back to the romance because people were tweeting actually that just this week alone there was like a gay kiss on the Chelsea Lately show. I can't think of the name of it right now.
That's just a regular TV show, though.
There's the sitcom. No, the sitcom.
Oh,
that
the
she has,
Chelsea show.
The Chelsea.
Gotcha.
Anyway, but they thought that this was more romantic. Like this one
looked
was
different.
More romantic.
This definitely looked different for a sitcom.
It wasn't like it wasn't like for effect. It was really like sweet. It looked sweet and genuine.
Well, that's also because Max's character the whole season always just builds up the, oh gosh, dude,
but
you know,
happy afterwards.
Well, he doesn't like to do that, so you felt the vulnerability
of
like.
It's not called a romance; it's called a bromance.
It's a bromance, yeah. He rocked it out. Like, what did he say? He's like, well, I really don't like Valentine's Day, but you know, maybe if I hang out with you, like, you know what I mean? That's how his conversation sort of was, but it was again romantic, you know, the whole thing.
Right, and I just love that Alex's wishes were fulfilled by the end. She got to see love.
She's like the kid.
Yeah,
she's like a kid. She's got a kid
I like
innocent
how
spirit.
I think one of my favorite parts was how she was like, oh, you know, she was getting really bummed out, and then Max got the text from Grant, and the end of it said EXO, and she's like, EXO, faith restored.
Yes, that was so cute. Her comedic timing is amazing. Amazing.
She's doing really, really good. Yeah, amazing, which can't be used.
Up. I believe her. I'm sorry, I believe her. I believe her.
Yeah. Let's keep us posted on the social media stuff, Kelly. But let's do a little bit of news, Madi, because you want to break down some of the cast members, and there's some awards for this great show. So let's hit the
AfterBuzz TV News.
Excellent, Madi, make it happen, girl.
So let's do the awards first. You want to do that?
Yes, because it is award season. As you know, AfterBuzz is going to be doing, like, you know, some gifting suites and all that. So yeah, we know it's award season. So
Happy Endings was pulling some nominations. The actor Damon Wayans Jr., who plays Brad,
B-Rad,
and Prentice Penny received an NAACP Image Award.
Yeah, nomination. Yeah, the award show is actually
for the award show.
Yeah, the award show is coming up in a couple weeks.
February 17th.
Yeah, and so cool. You know,
congratulations to our.
I mean, a nomination, that's like a big deal.
Yes, yeah.
So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Who do we want to win more? Do we need? I mean, Prentice is the one who's Penny.
He is called
our show, so we're gonna show you love, man. You know.
You gotta think he's the one that one of the people that writes the stuff. You know, the writers are so important, and I think it's great that he's getting recognized.
Yeah, and of course, our invitation for him to come on the show is always out there. So hopefully, we will get him over here.
You know, Damon probably ad libs a little bit, so some of that's improv, his material too, probably.
And I like the way when
Damon's back.
No, Damon is great too.
We
like both of them, and the NAACP Image Awards, awesome that's gonna take place. I hope that they both take the award. That'll be great.
I
don't know if they're in the same category, but the point is, I think even when they started, and this is like that social media love, when they started tweeting it out from Happy Endings on ABC, that Twitter account, and Happy Rights, and Damon Wayans Jr.'s, and Penty Apprentice, I don't forget what he calls himself, at Apprentice, whatever.
Yeah, at Apprentice.
It's like I gotta remember your
Prentice.
I gotta remember your real interesting name and your awkward Twitter name. Like, you're making it difficult.
Penny, that's adorable.
But the point is, like, when they all got the nomination.
Penny because of him? I wonder.
Maybe. That's a good question for next time. The thing is, like, they all started tweeting each other and showing support, so that was good. And then that's when we found out that there was another nomination, right? Like another nomination for the show itself.
Right, for the show itself.
Okay, do you want to speak on it?
Yeah. No, I thought you were going to take it away, boss. I was like, go ahead.
It's okay.
They recently got nominated for Best Comedy for the upcoming GLADD GLAD Awards.
Yes.
Which airs in April.
Yeah. And that was up against, like, Modern Family and Glee. Again, this award show is going to be coming up soon. But I don't know
they
how.
have some stiff competition.
I don't know if they could.
Happy Endings has stiff competition.
It does get old sometimes.
Dang it.
I feel like Modern Family will take it just because Modern Family is just so much of a bigger show. But gosh, I just wish that a lot of people could get on Happy Endings, right? You know, Kelly, like, it is just.
I know.
Do you feel like it's a funnier show than Modern Family? Or do you still
It's funnier. It's in a different way. Like, I definitely appreciate Modern Family. I think it's funny. But Happy Endings is just, it's more like for us, I think. It's more for, like, our everyday lives, and that's why I think we relate to it so much, because it just, I love that they take the modern day stuff and play on it and make fun of it, and and it's, growing up and trying to figure your life out, and that's what they're doing.
Which is what Friends did, which is what How I Met Your Mother did.
And that's what makes it so great.
And what's going on with this one. Now let's do a little breakdown on the actress, Casey, what is the last name?
Wilson.
Who plays Penny.
Right, so Casey Wilson,
break her down.
You've seen her on Saturday Night Live before, but what she is also most notable for is her partnership with one of her closest friends, Raphael's. They created a partnership and branched out into like the film world. So they've written, they were co-wrote together the movie Bride Wars.
Oh, okay.
And so she has like writing credit too,
I love
starring
people
Anne
that
Hathaway
do-
and Kate Hudson. So,
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember? Did you hear that? Have you seen that movie?
I have.
I don't
seen
see
that
a lot of
movie.
movies.
Like,
so.
can you
I've
believe
seen
that?
that
I'm like,
movie.
oh, she is dope. She acts and she writes. So
You
that's
got to
pretty
do everything
awesome.
though. You have to really get out
We
there.
can call now. We can call now.
Oh.
We got 3
Yay.
minutes. 3
Okay.
minutes.
Okay, so
All right,
we're
well,
we
you
can do
can-
it now.
you
we're
can-
wrapping it up with
you-
Penny. She constantly is doing plays and seasoning her skills. Upright Citizens Brigade. She's always on stage doing stage plays.
She
there
still,
as well
oh,
for
she
New
still
York and
goes.
LA. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I love it when I remember at IO here in LA, like you would go to see a show, like if you were to train yourself and you'd go see a show, and then like the cast of Reno 911, they would show up. I
Right.
mean, that's like something about comedians, like either this type of improv comics or even like the stand-up comics, like. They have to be so in tune, and they do it. I remember one year going to the Comedy Store on Sunset in Los Angeles, and not to be known by anybody, but surprisingly,
all right, guys,
Chris
I'm going
Rock-
to cut you off because I have, I believe, our special guest on the
Oh,
line.
more important than what Ronnie has to say.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Adam. Thank you so much for taking time out and giving us a call today. We love the episode.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Dude, you sound so tired right now. Are you guys really shooting at this moment right now?
Yeah, we're shooting nights all week, so it around this time everyone gets a little squirrely.
Yeah. What about this episode? Your character Max obviously had like as we break down the show, we break it down. The most interesting storyline. Your storyline was really big, and it got a big Twitter following. Like people are supporting it.
For those of, I know
good.
who our special guest is, but for those of you listening, who is he?
This is Adam Pally. I'm trying to hurry because he's
Adam
like
Pally,
busy.
known
Adam
as
Pally
Max.
plays Max on the show.
You're right. All I said was his character Max. I guess we're tired too, dude. Like.
Yeah, seriously, you guys came hard at me right there.
We're
didn't
enchanted
even
by your
introduce me.
bromance.
I know. I want to give you time to talk about what's going on over there.
Everyone that's listening is like, who is the special guest? Like someone's stoner cousin?
I'm tweeting about it, so
Adam,
Okay.
if you're with Damon right now, tell him that Spicy Marty says he better get his butt down here with you next week.
Okay, he's not gonna waste his time saying that.
I will tell him. I will
No,
tell
pass
him.
that message. I
Adam,
know what you're talking about.
real quick, I really just want you to kind of tell us about, being casted on this show. And, obviously, like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I want it to be a big show. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I want you to tell us about getting casted and as it's growing, what that's feeling like. Because you're getting more attention day by day. You know what I mean?
It still feels like it's hard to believe that anyone watches the show because it's so fun to make that you just kind of feel like you can't imagine that anyone sees it. And it's weird that people watch it. But it's good. It's fun. I mean, and getting cast in it was just like the crazy whirlwind luckiest thing ever.
And then the comparisons to Friends. I mean, it happened so much. Is that why it was written in today's episode? Because you always heard it, and yet you guys just literally addressed it. You were, dude, how do you feel about being called the Fat Joey? Is that like
I'm not.
Brother, I used to be 300 pounds, so I don't mind the weight thing. So let's talk about it, because you're skinny fat. I know what's up.
I'm not super thrilled about being called Fat Joey, especially because I feel like if you stack me up against LeBlanc, he's probably a good 30 pounds heavier than me.
Against who?
Against
LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc.
Oh, yeah. Good call on that. No, the reason I
When
said
you
that.
say like,
Go ahead.
I feel like that's like way out of left field, and I was pretty pissed about it.
Oh, come on. No, he
You're
wasn't.
mad? Oh.
No.
Oh, you looked
I was more
adorable. I mean, you
hurt.
looked
I was
cute
more
in the
hurt.
scene.
Oh, you said he
I
looked
was
cute
more
in it?
hurt.
Yeah, he's cute. He's
No,
hot.
it's adorable.
Yeah.
Adam, they thought your scene was extremely romantic, bromantic. How are you taking that right now?
I'm good. I'm happy. I love that. I mean, I hope it's romantic no matter what sex you are.
It is, and I think the great thing about it is I've been like reading the tweets, and people are comparing it to other shows and saying that your show really captured the romance of it, which I think is great, especially considering how like
that's great.
Yeah.
Hey Adam, real quick, I know you gotta get going, but I want you to talk about one thing: is the social media aspect. What you do on the Funny or Die website, and that being in a car with Adam. Break down the exact title and what it is that you do, because that's funny.
I do a web series called Riding Shotgun, where it's basically just me and someone that I kind of picked up, a friend of mine, and then I just kind of interview them while I give them a ride somewhere. And it's been fun. We got on Fred Savage and Colin Hanks, and hoping to do a couple new ones soon.
Fred Savage, does he have a portion involved in this show at all, or how does it break that down a little bit?
Fred Savage
people don't know.
directs. He's one of the directors that we work with on the show. And so much. He's such a great guy, so funny, and so he was nice enough to come do it. And then he played himself on the show.
Yeah, no, I seen that one. What made you want to get involved in the social media thing? A lot of actors they're like, oh, I got an ABC hit show, so I'm good. I'm not going to worry about it. Was it your was it your improv comedy chops that kind of connected you to the online world, or what did that for you?
Well, I think I think that if you're a comedian, you just kind of have to look for outlets, and because I'm doing the show and it's really time consuming, I don't get a chance to kind of get out there and do as much improv as I'd like. So I kind of look at the social media aspect as just kind of an outlet for me to kind of, throw some funny shit out there maybe.
And you did come from the world of improv. I want you to talk about real quick, getting casted is great, but obviously it doesn't happen overnight. Can you give us your journey or
no?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so funny because everyone probably wants to pat your back now, oh, Adam Paley, that's my dog, but it's like, gosh, 10 years.
That either. But.
I don't. Yeah, my dog is a little interesting, but yeah, it's a grind.
No, if we were in '95, yeah.
I know. I'm so whack. I feel like I could be a character on the show. Yeah, for sure. But go ahead, talk about you.
Well, I came from the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York, where I started in 2003, so almost 10 years ago. And I was just, a 19-year-old kid who was really loved improv and was nerdy about it. And I was like, I think I can do this. And I just started taking classes and hung around the theater every moment I could. And then I kind of got better and started kind of doing projects bigger than improv. And that kind of led to here.
That's it. Hit show, man.
Yeah, I just want to know really quick, Adam, what was the interview process like, or the audition process for getting the role as Max? That's a pretty big role. Did you have to go out several times for that?
Many, yeah. Well, I think it was. I think the biggest challenge that I had was that I just wasn't a name, and everyone else in the cast had kind of done stuff, and I was kind of newer, I guess you would say, green, maybe. So I think that was the biggest hurdle. But, I auditioned a bunch of times and finally convinced them that I could do it, and I got the part.
Yay, because it was almost like you were born for it. I can't imagine anybody else.
Oh, God, I don't know.
What does that even mean?
No, I think he's great because I had the privilege of hanging with Adam on a little movie set a few months ago, which was awesome. So he, really, really, really nice person, and it's great to see the show doing so well. So congratulations
Adam,
to you.
Yes,
Kelly's,
thank you so much.
Kelly's known to grab guys' asses. Did Kelly grab your ass, Adam?
Yes, she did.
She did?
That's how she that's her form of a handshake.
How do you think we became friends?
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kelly does what it takes to book the guest.
The weirdest thing was that my ass shook back.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Paley from this hit show playing the character of Max. Thank you, brother, for calling. We definitely appreciate it. I will talk 1995 for you any day of the week, and we definitely appreciate you supporting.
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you again so much. Have a great rest of your night.
No.
Thank you, Adam.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right,
Bye.
later. All right, there it is. Okay, cool. So there you go.
Adam just proved he knows how to roll with the AfterBuzz punches.
That's right. Yeah. The funny thing is he's probably, they're doing these shows super late, so to even take time is very cool. I think we'll work on even getting him to come in studio too at some point. So that will be next. I guess we're good on predictions because
Hey, Phil gave us time.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Kellie, you've been scouring the internet. So are you thinking from the leads you got that there is going to be more of the Grant Max character thing?
Everybody's hoping for that. I see a lot of tweets about that. They want him to keep appearing on more episodes. So, hopefully they can make a recurring out of it. That'd be great.
Okay.
I want to see the relationship grow. I want to see something happen.
I want to just always see Alex in the goofiest like she's literally kind of almost becoming my favorite. I mean,
am I converting you,
Yeah.
Ronnie, from Jane to Alex?
Today,
Princess Penny, are you listening to this?
Today the win was Alex, because it's like the coolest thing to see her just be like, like she's just so cool, and she doesn't know she's being goofy or dumb and doesn't care. And
Really? You don't say.
but see, Jane was the type of person who she'd go into a organizing store and teach the guy how to organize.
Right.
Like she's a type A, and she's like Monica from Friends, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to. And did we just hear Adam Paley diss Matt LeBlanc saying he's fatter than him? So that's like a fat war?
No. I think
Kinda?
like bigger in general.
Sure.
Taller, bigger in general.
Sure.
Just a more hunky of a man.
Okay, that's wrapping up predictions. Real quick, Kellie, where did you meet Adam originally? What event was this?
It was a movie.
Okay.
On a film set.
A Playboy movie?
Okay.
It was
No,
not
just
a
playing.
play. No, it's actually a comedy that's coming out soon. So
There you
we'll have
go.
to
Real
check
quick,
it out.
can you, before we do our Twitter handles, can you give me the Twitter handle on Penny Prentice? Do you have that available? And also on Adam Paley. I guess we could do ours in the meantime. Follow AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV. Follow at Ronnie Jr. Media. Please follow at Spicy_Marty as it's Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah, hit me up.
You definitely want to fill that spice. And at Kellie O, KELLIEO 79. Great year of birth. Not as good as 80, but I'm just, hey.
And at the_A_Prentice and at Adam Pally, 2 L's.
Okay, cool. Make sure you guys tweet us all out, and we'll, of course, get these links and everything available on our Facebook page, our Twitter page. And my message is, it is Valentine's Day. Do whatever works for you. If you can find some love, find the love. If you can find some lust, find the lust.
Hey,
love
I
or
like
lust,
that.
do what works for you, and continue to support AfterBuzz.
that, Ronnie.
We are very appreciative to be back rocking Happy Ending style, because it's been 2 weeks that we missed it, and it was back, and I love this show. Kellie, any last words?
Yes, one of my favorite quotes from the show. What are we gonna do now? Let's get drunk.
That's how it ended. So what are you gonna do? Valentine's Day doesn't work. Let's get drunk. Last words, Valentine's girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with the ladies on Tuesday, like celebrating with my single ladies. Where are my single ladies? All my single ladies.
You're doing the single ladies
But that doesn't
thing.
mean we can't get a happy ending.
Hey, boom, boom, shake the room. All right, I'm Ronnie Jr. Happy Valentine's Day as it's coming up, and happy endings. Get yours. All right, we out here. AfterBuzz.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.